Staying on the fight between capitalism and socialism, Alexandria Cortez won just 16,000 votes to get her seat in the House. Bernie Sanders won 12 million votes, 12 million in his race for the presidency in 2016. Both now want to change the Constitution. Both also want to raise taxes to levels the U.S. has only seen during wartime or the aftermath. Bernie Sanders, though, is getting criticized for not telling the American people the economic facts that undercut his agenda. Joining me now is Independent Women's Forum, Patrice Lee Onwuka. Your take on this, Patrice?
Oh, it's not surprising. Bernie Sanders is, really taking advantage of the lack of understanding of what socialism is and the cost of some of these free programs like free college tuition, Medicare for all, even the idea of universal basic income. And they sound great and they poll fairly well, but then when people understand the costs that are attached to it, then it doesn't poll so well in the case of Medicare for all.
And Patrice, the fight over income inequality, watchdogs and critics say the data that Bernie Sanders and the socialists use is IRS tax returns. Those tax returns do not include the trillions of dollars doled out in Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, company benefit plans like health care plans and 401k plans. You factor all that in, there really is no income inequality. The CBO found 60% of U.S. households get more in the way of benefits than they pay into the system in federal income taxes.
Well, isn't that convenient that he leaves out that fact? Because, it's very much intentional. The idea of pitting the wealthy versus the middle class and the poor. And you're expected to look at the wealthy with envy and want what they have, believing that socialism will be the way to equalize both the wealthy and the poor. What's interesting, Gallup talked to Americans and found out that about 17% think that socialism is about equality. 25% think socialism is about equality rather than, those who think that it really is when the government controls all resources, controls private industry. So there is a huge miseducation in this country among Americans about what socialism really does and why it's not so much about equality and egalitarianism. It's really about ensuring everybody is miserable.
The best form of income inequality is getting a job. Pew Charitable Trust looked at it and found nearly 6 out of 10 people in the bottom quintile actually moved up into the upper brackets. Critics say in Bernie Sanders' world, we would not move higher.
Well, think about it. I mean, in a world of socialism, there's no incentive for risk takers to step out there, take their skills and their passions to the marketplace and see their businesses explode. That's what happens in a capitalist society. And the very iPhones that we take pictures on instead of Instagram businesses on, would not exist in a socialist environment. So, that's where we're at.
Patrice, we want to have you back on. Thank you so much for coming in.
Sure, Liz.